back, and thank you for joining me. So today, we are going to get a little bit technical, so bear with me. Alright, so here's the technical bit. So, we have a variety of different options before us as far as grinding down the bevels on this. Could either go with what I like to call triangle. By the way, these are all views as if you were looking at the tip like this. For instance, if it's being pointed at you. Although I think you'd have more concerns if a knife is being pointed at you. But anyway, we have the triangle shape, which is just straight up like that. We have one-sided, which kind of goes in like that, like you see on some Eastern blades, and a few knives. We have what I like to call straight up bevels, which is kind of what I did on my last dagger, and what you see on a lot of Western blades. Not saying all of them are like that, and I'm not saying all Eastern blades are like this, just it's something that you generally associate with either. Then you have Appleseed, which is kind of when it sort of goes in like that, and usually I do something like that. I don't know what the practical application for that has been, or the historical application, but I usually just do that whenever I'm too lazy to actually sharpen it. And then we have this interesting convex thing, which you will also see on some chef knives. You can see triangle ones on some chef knives, but the better ones are convex. The reason why they're better is because food doesn't tend to stick to them as much. Because of the convex, it tends to want to leave, because it doesn't have much to stick to. Whereas this, it'll just stick the whole way up. Unfortunately, I don't really have the equipment necessary to do the convex one. I would try it, but I'm not confident in my ability to do that, nor am I confident in my ability to actually come up with the equipment or do anything like that. So I'm going to just leave it as it is and go with triangle. I'm not going to try anything that's so far out of my skill range that I know I'm not going to be able to do it. This is already, you know, a little bit of a challenge for me, but we'll see. My last chef knife kind of looked a bit like that, so I'm going to try and do the triangle bevel. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a disaster. Alright then, with that, let's get to work. And there it is. Yeah, not gonna lie, this blade is a bit of a chunky monkey, but I'm proud of it anyway. Alright, so, figured I'd update you guys. This is the new belt sander. It is to replace the old one that overheated. Not the little one, but the big one. Same exact type. The company just sent us an entirely new one. So that was pretty great. I was just expecting a motor, but the whole thing came in, so that definitely made me happy. They said just keep the old one for parts, and I was like, most definitely. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I've been using this thing, putting it under normal use. You know, if it's started to slow down, ease up on it. You know, I didn't put it under any particular length of use. You know, I'd usually quit after, you know, if it felt like it was a long time, I was like, alright, I'm gonna give it a chance to cool down, but yeah, it seems to be holding up pretty well. Alright, so, I'm about to get technical with you again, as far as this whole thing is concerned, so bear with me. Alright, so, with this, let me just do a quick review of how it went. So, first off, as you can tell, it could have gone a little bit better as far as the profile is concerned. It is a little bit triangular, but it looks a bit like that Eastern blade profile I was talking about earlier, or the one that's associated with Eastern blades. But that's just sort of this bit that sticks out here. It did sort of end up turning into an apple seed. But only a little bit. It's more flat on one side and apple seed on the other, so it's a little bit more like a chef's knife, but not quite. It's pretty good for a first attempt, I'd say anyway. You know, it's gone pretty well, actually. But it could have gone better, obviously. Now, one thing I am really proud of, look at that taper. Isn't that just beautiful? Nice and gradual. You can barely notice it for most of it. Just tapers off perfectly like that. And it doesn't look like there's a hard line where it just juts in like that, so I'm really happy about that. Oh, it's already looking shiny. Look at that. Oh, I'm so proud. Alright, so I'm going to call it here for an episode, and the reason why is just because I want to take this one a little bit slower, explain it a little better, and give you the more technical side of what it looks like to forge out a blade like this, and to sort of pump one out. And realistically, time-wise, as far as it relates to production, this is actually a pretty good place to cut it, because sanding and grinding takes up a lot of time, so I could probably pretty easily divide this into thirds. 1/3 forging, 1/3 sanding, 1/3 finishing. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to do this as a 3-parter, but we'll see. If it gets complicated later on, it'll be a 4-parter. But hopefully we don't have to do that. Hopefully it goes well. I'm anticipating that it will. And so with that, I guess we're at the end of our video. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great day.